All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with a Trend Are Your Friends report for a Monday, April 19th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Manic Monday. And as I said in the early show, we're just going to be sporadically coming on here, giving out the Raymond Report trends, SBI, and basically no schedule, almost like a Seinfeld episode. We're just going to go as we go along. And anytime we have some spare time, we're going to come on the YouTube and share some of the features we have here at the Raymond Report here at ATSStats.com. So if you are a member of the website, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below your video device. And you know what? In the Trends Are Your Friends segment, if you have any questions you want to ask, and we can use this as a Q&A as well. And feel free to write down some of your questions or type down in the bullpen, and let's get some information for you for tonight's NBA, MLB, and NHL games. All right, let's take a look at the Trends Are Your Friends in Major League Baseball. We're going to take a look at some of our top trends here at ATS Stats. The over is 10-1 for the Giants as they pick them to -120 road favorite after a conference game the last 7 years for 90%. Now the Giants playing the Phillies. And it looks like 115 -105, or you can get a -110 price at a couple of places. And let's see here. The Padres. The Padres are 9-1 to the under as a home team coming off a National Conference opponent this season. So a lot of games have gone under for the Padres. Dodgers 12-2 as an away team coming off a loss versus a left-handed pitcher the last 2 years. So as you can see, this segment, the Trends Are Your Friends here at the Raymond Report. The over 15-3 for the Giants as a 100 to 120 road favorite after a conference game the last 5 years. So you can see a bit of an over trend here happening along for the Giants. Phillies 10-2 as a home team coming off a game where they scored 2 runs for in their last game the last 2 years. And the under is 9-2 for the Nationals as a 100 to 120 home dog after a non-division game the last 3 seasons. White Sox are getting pounded right now, so we won't talk about the White Sox trends. And let me see. Cardinals 9-2 as a 100 to 120 road favorite coming off an under the last 6 seasons. And let me see if we got any other teams here. We got a nice under here on the Phillies as a 100 to 120 home dog after a non-division game. And for the Phillies, 8-2 to the under when they are a home underdog of 100 to 120 coming off a right-handed pitcher. All right, those are some of the friends or your trends for Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at NBA for this evening for April 19th. Again, folks, even though you're not live with us, you can always catch us here each and every weekday on the YouTube channel. And if you missed the Trends Are Your Friends segment, you can always watch it on our replay. Washington Wizards 16-1 as a -10 or more home favorite coming off a win as a favorite since 1996. So think about that. The Wizards 16-1 straight up as a -10 or more home favorite coming off a home win as a favorite since 1996. Also, if you missed the opening announcement this morning, bballpicks.com is now live. That's right. I told you guys about the new website we were going to host and launch, and bballpicks.com is our new website, and it's exactly like hockeypicks.com and bullpen picks and what else? Hockey picks, bullpen, and we're going to have another one for football too. So bballpicks.com is the site where you want to go in, make your selections each and every day, and you can follow the top basketball pickers right here at bballpicks.com. All right, let's take a look at some of the other Trends Are Your Friends. Celtics 13-1 coming off a home team, as a home team coming off a win versus a Western Pacific Division opponent the last 7 years. So a nice little straight up trend there. And the Celtics at home tonight. And let me see, Boston will be playing the Chicago Bulls. So Bulls is a 6-point favorite this evening. So if you do like them straight up, actually the Celtics, 13-1 as a home team coming off a Western Pacific Division opponent. Also, wow, look at this. The under is 12-0-1, a perfect trend right here for Boston as a home pick'em to -3 home underdog coming off a win the last 7 years. So if you do like the under here tonight, guys, we got a nice little team trend on the Celtics as a pick'em to -3 home underdog coming off a win the last 7 years. Also, speaking of trends, if you go to NBA, you go to free reports. We do have some great trends or in systems. Now, here's the difference between a trend and a system. A trend is when one team does it, and a system is when any team has been involved. And I'm going to be looking here for systems on the league system trends, because sometimes you can get a great league system trend, and it goes a long way. Yeah, I just think it holds more value than a team trend, right? So I'm just going to take a look here on some of the free reports. Now, you can guys get the free report each and every day here at atsstats.com. Go to free, go to reports, and here's a nice system trend on the under involving the Grizzlies and the Denver Nuggets. Now, here's what I mean by league system trend, right? This is when any NBA team is a road team the last 4 years after a division game on 1 day's rest, coming off an Eastern Conference opponent, and they're coming off a 1-game road stand. So Memphis played in their last game on the road against Milwaukee. So, and allowed 106 to 110 points against their last game. 14-3 to the under. So road team last 4 years after division game on 1 day's rest versus Eastern Conference opponent, Milwaukee, coming off a road game. Actually, Denver. They're playing Denver. Coming off a road game to Milwaukee. And they allowed 106 to 100 points and 10 points against their last game. 14-3 to the under. So a nice trend right there to the under in the Memphis and Denver game tonight. All right, let's go to the that's a system trend now. That's much. It carries more weight in my view as a handicapper. The league system trend is better than a team trend, right? San Antonio taking on the Pacers, and let's take a look on the trends are your friends in this game. And let me see here. Phoenix. Wow, Phoenix. As a road team the last 5 years, the total is 220 or more, and they're coming off a 1-game loss. Only 12-13 straight up, but 20-5 against the numbers. So a nice team trend on the Phoenix Suns. And let me see to the over here. Here's a nice system on the over. Milwaukee as a pick 'em the -3 home underdog after a non-division game, coming off an ATS loss, and it was a loss straight up. 15-3-2 to the over. And looking at the total on this game here tonight, Milwaukee and the Phoenix Suns, or actually, is it San Antonio? And the total on this game, San Antonio, what game was this here again? We have Pacers and San Antonio. So Pacers, San Antonio, 231. So the total is 231. Wow, that's a big. Let me see. Okay, but this involves. All right. Let's go back to the next game here. Oklahoma against Washington. And let me see if we have any good systems here. Not a bad system here on the ATS for, let me see here, Washington. Any NBA home favorite last 2 years after a conference game off 1 day's rest, and they're coming off 4 ATS wins, 10-5 against the spread, 12-3 straight up. So not a bad system here on the Washington Wizards. So a nice little league system trend here on the Wizards. Let's take a look at Phoenix and Milwaukee. Actually, we had a good one there on Milwaukee in the over. I don't know why it was in the other segment, in the other page, but yeah, good one here on the over tonight. Milwaukee, Houston against Miami. Miami coming off that big win yesterday. Nice buzzer beater at the end. And for the Heat, no, we got no trends on this one. Let's go to Boston and Chicago, see if we can find any trends on this. And again, if you're tuning in now, this is the Trends Are Your Friends segment. And what we do in this segment is we take a look for some of the trends that might help you with your indicators. I call these indicators, and hopefully it helps you with your handicapping. I don't see anything really standing out there in that game. Golden State against Philadelphia. And let me check here. Warriors against the Sixers. And let me see here. No, nothing right there. And let me go to the 80% Club and take a look at the old 80% Club. See if we can find some trends here on the NBA for tonight. And we'll scroll right down. Actually, I gave this out this morning. This is a pretty good one here. Phoenix, the last 3 years, they lost their last game by 26 points or less. And they're in a 2-1 cycle, so 2 wins, 1 loss in the last 3 games. 9-2 against the point spread. And when Miami's a home team the last 2 years, coming off 2 unders, 10-2 to the over. So I do like that because bit of a law and average right there. Coming off 2 unders, so the percentage play does favor the over here in the Miami game. All right, let's take a look at some of the other trends here. Cleveland, as they pick them to -3 +3 road underdog after a conference game the last 3 years, 10-2 to the under. And what else here? OKC as a road underdog, totals 220 or more, and they allowed 111 to 115 points against in the last game, 12-3 to the under. And Milwaukee, this is one we were talking about earlier. Milwaukee as they pick them to -3 home dog after a non-division game coming off an ATS loss, and it was a straight-up loss, 15-3-2 to the over. So pretty good trend right there. And let's go to NHL. Let's take a look at some of the NHL trends. Actually, you know what? Let me take a look real quickly of the NBA. I want to see if there's any good NBA trends here. Oh, yeah, we already did this one. All right. All right, let's go to the NHL. Take a look at some NHL trends. And if you're tuning in right now, this is the Trends Are Your Friends segment here at ATSStats.com. And if you're interested in membership at ATS, all you got to do is check us out at ATSStats.com. All right, NHL, let's do some National Hockey League. About 8 games on deck here tonight. Predators, 15-1 as a home favorite on a Monday. So they like playing on Mondays. Last 5 years, 93%. In fact, let me bring up the other, before we get into this one, I want to see if there's any system trends. Let's go to the NHL. Let's go to free reports. And let's see if there's any good system trends before we get into the team trends. I always think the system trends have more value compared to team trends, right? Columbus against Tampa Bay. All right, that doesn't... actually, Carolina versus Tampa Bay, sorry. This is the Columbus and Florida. So, Florida playing tonight. So, when the Panthers are home favorite, last 4 years, and they scored 5 goals, 4 in the last game, 11-2 to the over. So, if you do like the over in the Columbus game tonight, there's a nice team system trend right there. Minnesota taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Coyotes sitting in 4th spot now in the in a playoff spot, so looking good. I think it's the Western Conference. Road favorites last 4 years versus division opponent before a conference game coming off an over, scored 2 or less goals, 4 in the last game, but allowed 5 or more against, 16-1 straight up. So this is a nice system here to the under tonight. Actually, a straight up system on Minnesota. That's a solid stat right there. NHL road favorites the last 4 years versus division foes before a conference game, coming off an over, scored 2 or less goals, 4 in the last game, and allowed 5 against, 16-1 straight up, 13-4 to the under. So a nice, that's a double bonus right there. You're getting a straight up and a totals trend all in one. All right, let's go to Montreal Edmonton. See if there's any good system trends on this one. And let's take a look here at the Habs and the Oilers. And we got nothing on that game. Let's take a look at Ottawa Calgary. Ottawa and Calgary. So we do have a nice system on the under in this game. And I do like the under in this game here. NHL road underdogs the last 5 years versus a non-conference opponent like Calgary before a non-division game, coming off a Western Conference opponent, and scored 0 or less goals, 4 in the last game, and allowed 4 or more goals against, 11-4 to the under. So not a bad one right there. Not a bad one right there to the under. Now let me take a look here. Chicago-Nashville. Let's take a look at the Chicago and Nashville game. It's Calgary. Detroit not in a good spot here tonight. As a road dog the last 3 years, coming off a Western Conference opponent, and they lost 3-7 straight up, but 8-2 in the puck line. So not a bad deal there on the puck line. Puck line's been pretty consistent this year if you're betting dogs. Let me take a look at the Oprah 80% Club, and let's take a look at the NHL for tonight. Some of the older stats that we have here. Ottawa's been a good puck line team. In fact, Ottawa as an underdog this year won the last game by 4 goals or less, 12-1 on the puck line. So if you do like Ottawa in this spot here tonight, nice 12-1 puck line on the Sens. Chicago as an underdog last 2 years, and they're 3-2 in their last 5 cycles. So meaning it's a cycle stat. The 3 wins, 2 losses, 16-2 on the puck line. And when Montreal is on home or road the last 5 years, coming off an over, and they lost the last game by 4 goals or less, and they're 2-3 in their last 5, 1-10-1 to the under. So not a bad system play there to the under. In fact, let me go to the dashboard and see if there's any other system plays here. Let's go to 80% club. So we have 2 80% clubs here at ATS. You got the old one and the new one. So always check out the new one and check out the old one. Always some good stats. They're both good. I think I already talked about these ones, right? Montreal 11-1 to the under as a away dog, coming off a home loss as a favorite the last 4 years. So if you do like the Habs tonight, nice trend here on the under. 11-1 for the Habs as an away underdog, coming off a home loss as a favorite the last 4 years. Tampa Bay 10-1 against Carolina at home the last 7 years, and they own them. Yeah, they absolutely own them. If you watch our show this morning, you know that Tampa Bay has their number. Vegas 9-1 straight up as a home dog, coming off a win the last 5 years. And in fact, what's the I don't think they're a home underdog tonight. The Golden Knights, no, they're a home favorite tonight. Let me see here. Vegas. Yeah, it's at home, so that one there. I don't know how that got in there. Let me see here. 9-1. The Wild 9-1 straight up. And okay, let me see. As an away dog, all right. So they are an away dog and allowed 2 goals or less in back-to-back games the last 3 years. So Minnesota 9-1 for the side. All right, there you have it, guys. That's the Trends Are Your Friends segment today for Monday, April 19th. You can always get the 80% Club stats right here at atsstats.com. Go to dashboard, and once you get into the dashboard, you go to 80% Club stats, the old one here or the new one, and you can see today's stats. In fact, did I do Major League Baseball? Let me do real quickly take a look at I think I already did the Major League Baseball one. Yeah, I did at the beginning, right? Yeah, I remember that. All right, so there you have it, 80% Club stats. And again, if you missed the live show, you can always watch the 80% Club stats on our replay. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly with another